I thought I'd share some of the experiences that I've had with the Nepalese kids when I go to the Peace Center on Tuesdays. I've only been there about 3 times, but I'm looking forward to mixing with them. It's supposed to be a kind of a tutoring situation, but most of what I'm doing is conversing with them and learning a little bit about their language and mine. And so I ask them simple questions about where they're from and then where their address is here and how long they've been in the U.S. Then comparing that, I'm talking about I've lived in the St. Louis area for 26 years. All of these guys are like 11 to 13 years old, so I'm explaining to them I've lived in St. Louis for twice as long as they are old. And then when you get into my age, that we don't talk about that. So what we got into was language and how we do, and I was asking them to translate some things for me. But in the process of that, where we're from and that sort of a thing, I was telling them I didn't grow up here. I grew up in Chicago. And when I said Chicago, the whole group of 7 or 8 guys just broke into laughter and giggling, and they're looking at each other and looking down and smiling. But no, they said, no, no, no. I said, can you tell me in Nepalese the word that would be the same? Chicago, Chicago, it sounds, they know that sound. They're not supposed to say that. It's bad. So then I said, well, that's all right. I said, it's something that you wouldn't say to your parents. Oh, no, 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 no. It's not something we would say to our parents. So then I said, but it's okay. I said, I've been around, like I said, a long, long time. You won't embarrass me or upset me if you tell me, and it would be all right if I'm asking you just this word. I say Chicago, and then the ripple went all over again when I said it. And they're looking at each other and, giggling. So then I said, well, let me ask you. So you will not say in English what that word means. No, we will not, is what they were saying. So what was interesting is I began to ask them questions then. I said, so it's bad. Is it about people? A little more giggle, yeah, okay. Is it about something people do? Then a big rush. And then after that, I said, okay, it's something people do that they should not do. Then I got lots of head nods and yeses, but still the giggly, all that. And I said, so you wouldn't talk about this. It's something people do that they should not do unless maybe they're married. Oh, then they're going, yeah. I said, okay, so maybe when you're older, when you are men, you'll talk, yeah. They were fine. But I said, but you won't say in English what that is to me. So I can't even say Chicago, I said, and there's another little ripple because it's where I'm from because of what it says when you hear it. So we went on to talk about language, how it's all based on sound. And the differences come really when we're writing them down more than by sound, because if we were growing up listening to that, we would just learn it kind of automatically, which is the best way to learn. But what was interesting was it was something probably about sexual things. It might have been even sexual intercourse, but I didn't say that because I didn't want to upset them. But I explained by saying, now how did I know? By guessing, by asking. I said, because what I said made your face change. You giggled. You looked embarrassed. You looked at each other. It was bad. You weren't going to say that, but it was all about, but it was kind of a thing like that, that as I looked, I knew I was kind of embarrassing you, but I wanted to find out, and I didn't want to hurt your feelings, but here we go. So that was really a very, very good session for me because we're getting close to each other. We're learning more about each other. We're doing a better job of speaking and communicating, and we can even mark out taboo areas that we're not supposed to talk about. So it's very interesting, and we're learning. That's really the process that we're doing. Another thing that we did After that, is something that we did the last 2 times. I brought a deck of Uno cards because we've pointed out that our numbers, the digits 1 through 9 and 0, are the same. And I noted that most of them, when I asked them earlier about their favorite subject, were more interested in math because that is so much easier. It translates easier. The difficulty comes when we get to language and words, but if we bring it back to the sound thing, it helps us out. So we play the Uno game because it gives us lots of time to interact. But what's very important is to get close with each other, to relate to one another, to really look each other in the eye, and let the communication be more than verbal. A lot of good listening needs to be done, and eye contact is very important.